Thank you, Swamiji. I would like to invite Dr. Anand Kumar sir, our Vice Principal, Amrita School of Medicine, Professor and Head, Department of Neurology, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Sambhujya Swamiji Purnamritanandapuri, dignitaries on and off the dais. The time allocated to me is 5 minutes, but I have requested Girish to extend my time because this is your first exposure to Swamiji, Girish, Ramakrishnan, and in his absence I have to talk to you about Dr. Prem also. We human beings are just a bundle of habits, ശീലങ്ങളുടെ ഒരു ഭണ്ഡാരം എന്ന് വേണമെങ്കിൽ പറയാം. Nothing more, nothing less. And what exactly is a habit? The habit, it has to have a cue, and it has to have a routine, and it should end in a reward. This is the most important thing about brain. The brain is always looking for a reward. If you want to make somebody do anything, then you have to reward them or you have to punish them. So the whole earth is running on two emotions, that is fear and desire. If you dissect down the thought you just had in your mind, it will invariably end in a desire or a fear. Or you have to be selfless or altruistic, like Swamiji. So which means that we have cultivated a lot of habits, and as children, during the critical period of brain development, there are certain cells in the brain, just behind your forehead, which are called as the mirror neurons. Although it's a conjuncture, it's a highly accepted postulate that these mirror neurons are looking for role models. So as a child, your role models are your parents and your primary school teacher. So that's why you have to empower the parents and the school teachers about the power of the mind. But as of today, I think when your mirror neurons are looking around for role models, I think you have them on the stage. Sambhujya Swamiji Purnamritanandapuri, he is a formally trained engineer. He has done research on solar energy at the prestigious Raman Institute. Apart from that, Swamiji is an eloquent speaker, which you are going to witness now, and he is a very accomplished flautist, singer, writer, and painter, all in one. But the most important thing about Swamiji, which I would like to convey to you, is that Swamiji's simplicity. So Swamiji simply spreads peace and tranquility. So I have great pleasure in welcoming Sambhujya Swamiji to our midst today. Thank you, Swamiji, for being with us. So if you look at the life of Swamiji, the cue for the habit which he formed is a quest for an inward journey or spirituality. And the routine which he followed was to come to Amma. And the reward he got is Amma's grace. So likewise, in your career, which you have to take forward, when you sit down to do something, the most important thing is motivation. The second important thing is to define the routine, how exactly you are going to do that. And always fix a reward. That's what the brain wants. Instead, what we do is we fix a punishment. If you don't do it well, what you can expect, that's what we do. This is totally against the function of the brain. And although Dr. Prem is not here today, I have to speak to you about Dr. Prem. He is the group director of the Amrita hospitals, and Dr. Prem was a very accomplished gastroenterologist in the US, and he was having a booming practice. And he left everything in quest of the spiritual journey, and he came to Amma. And he has been there with Swamiji and Mr. Ron right from the beginning in the building of this institute. Dr. Prem is also an eloquent speaker, and he is highly knowledgeable and very sharp in his approach. In his absence, I extend my welcome, and he will be speaking to you in the afternoon. Dr. Girish Kumar, who is our current principal, is young and vibrant, and his cue for coming here was to be with Amma. His primary interest was in computer engineering, but he has to leave that in between and come for medicine as instructed by Amma. And again, his routine is not exactly a spiritual journey, but his routine is mainly an academic venture. He has written about 13 books, and he is a very accomplished singer, and he has single-handedly brought up the emergency medicine department at Amrita, and I have great pleasure in welcoming our principal, Dr. Girish Kumar. Dr. Ramakrishnan, again, if you look at his habit and his routine, he could have gone for any clinical subject, but he chose forensic medicine, which is his passion. And he has followed his routine, and his reward is that he is going to come up as one of the best forensic experts in Kerala, or maybe all over India. And he is a very good magician, and he has taught me some elementary hypnosis, which I am practicing. Okay. So thank you, Ramakrishnan, for being here today. And Dr. Priya is here? Okay. Oh. Dr. Priya is, again, a gastroenterologist, Dr. Prem's daughter. She will be reading out Amma's message. She is, again, an accomplished orator, a singer, and she is with Amma in most of her tours. So she will be here any moment. And I have to welcome all the senior faculty, which I see sitting in the front. And I should say that you are all lucky to be here amidst this very accomplished faculty which we have. And I also welcome the parents, like Dr. Abdul Kalam, who said that you have to dream during the day. So they must have dreamt during the day, sometime in the past, about the child being here today on this occasion, where they get inducted into the MBBS course. So your dream has come true. And I have great pleasure in welcoming you all here. And I have to welcome all the students, who are maybe sort of slightly intimidated by the atmosphere, but take it from me that this is a very calm and very quiet and very spiritually inclined place. And before I close my welcome speech, I have to tell you about another part of brain functioning. That is, human mind has got two types of functioning. One we call as the conscious mind, or it is otherwise called as a manual pilot mode, or the Bodha Manasa. This is under our control. But we all have an equally dominant non-conscious mind, which is called as the intuitive mind. You can call it as Andarmukham, Manasakshi, Andarjnanam, whatever you call it. This is non-conscious, and this is not available for introspection. We have no idea what is happening in that part of your mind. And it is a great revelation for me to learn that only 15% of the time we function in the conscious pilot mode. 85% of the time we are in the non-conscious intuitive mode. As I speak to you, the words that spill out of my mouth, my gestures, everything is coming from the automatic pilot mode or the intuitive mind. And Albert Einstein has told that intuitive mind is a sacred gift and the conscious mind is a servant. Unfortunately, we have cultivated a society that respects the conscious mind and sort of disregards the sacred gift which is the intuitive mind. This he said long time back. And if you take the intuitive mind, the constituents of the intuitive mind are, at the base layer you have got the life values, which are put by your primary school teacher and your parents. Then you have the domain specific knowledge, and then you have the contextual knowledge. And intuition can be at different levels. For example, when you drive the car, all your actions are intuitive. You change the gear, you apply the brake and everything. Unless something unexpected comes, then only the conscious mind comes. This is a very basic level of intuition. The second level of intuition is, for example, you are a very good astrologer or a physician or a doctor or a teacher. The difference between an ordinary teacher and an extraordinary teacher comes at the intuitive level, because they sort of churn up solutions from the intuitive mind out of their experience. And if their experiences have been true and they have put typical models, their intuitive decision making is absolutely going to be correct and very applicable for us. For example, if a doctor is taking rounds in the critical care unit, he has no time to go for deliberate reasoning, running through all the logical possibilities. His decisions are intuitive, which comes in a moment. So this is the power of the intuitive mind. Now I will take you to another level of intuition, where the intuitive corridor is very wide, where somebody can see the present, the past, and the future. So these are applicable for realized souls. So you may be thinking that I am taking science to a spiritual or philosophical level. But what I am talking to is science only. There are dedicated circuits in the brain for intuition. I have been speaking to you about intuition for such long time just because I want you to know that you are in a place where you have a living example of a realized soul who is functioning at the highest level of intuition. And there is none other than our beloved Amma. And I have great pleasure, and with most reverence, I invite the grace of Amma to our midst. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You truly are an inspiration for all of us. Just like sir said, it's our duty to utilize the intuitive mind and in addition to the conscious mind. So next, Dr. Prem Nair, Provost and Group Medical Director, Amrita Hospital. He could not join us today because of an unavoidable meeting. He has conveyed his wishes to you, and he'll be addressing you later today. So next, we have with us Dr. Girish Kumar KP, Principal, Amrita School of Medicine. I invite you to address the gathering.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. Namaskaram Swamiji, Namaskaram Anand Kumar sir, Namaskaram Ramakrishnan, he is my student. At the outset, I would like to congratulate all the students who cracked one of the toughest examination in the world, NEET examination. Around 20 lakh students are writing this exam. You should be very proud to be a part of medical community today. Your first day is starting today. Yesterday we had an informal long discussion regarding your course, your curriculum, your training in the campus, living in the campus taken by PG Nair madam. She was living here for last 20 years, so she was the apt person. So we discussed so many things yesterday. Today your parents are here. I will not be taking much of your time because Ananthkumar sir has given a beautiful lecture. We are waiting for Swamiji's advice now. But I would like to enlighten some of the important factors regarding our university, because parents are here. Your children are at safe hands, that you should understand. Amrita Vidyapeetham and Amrita School of Medicine, we are ranked 7th best university in India. Among private universities, we are number 1. So you are studying in number 1 private university. That is very, very important. And according to National Institution Ranking Framework, that is NIRF ranking, we are the college is at 6th position. That is also a very big achievement because it's a very young college. Unlike other colleges, we have only 23-year experience, but the experience is very vast. That's why we are in 6th position. And NAC A++ grade university, that is also a great achievement for our university. All these things are possible only because of one person, that is Amma. Amma always guide us through this difficult, we know that how difficult it is in our country how to run an educational institution. But we are in all these positions only because of Amma, our guiding guru, spiritual leader. And few more things I would like to tell you that our MBBS course started in 2002. Many of our first batch alumni and many of our students, Ramakrishna and Remy, all are our students. They are still with us. That shows how compassionate we are towards our students. So they all are staying with us for a long time, maybe 20 years also they are staying with us. That shows how the relationship with the student and to the teachers and institution. Fortunately, today is Teachers' Day. I respect all teachers, especially now here we have first year teachers in front row. I respect all teachers. This day I dedicate for my teachers and your teachers. My teachers are not here at present, but I still remember them, and all your teachers are here. So that is about our university and college. Now I would like to tell some of the important courses we have. Around 47 specialty courses we have in including broad specialty, super specialty courses. 150 MBBS students are there. We have BDS course, all allied, 17 branches of allied courses are there. Allied courses means there will be technician courses are there, nursing college is there, and around 6 branches of MSc allied courses are there, PhD, nursing, pharmacy. So many different types of courses we are offering to the students. Another important feature I would like to share with the parents, we have a portal that is called as Amrita University Management System. You can track your child through that system. You can see whether they are attending classes, what is their marks, everything. Student may not like all these things, but fortunately or unfortunately, we have this portal. I request all parents to visit that site and learn how to track your child. I know that current days tracking somebody is not good. Even if it is your child, it is not good. But we have to see what is the performance, how is the performance going on in the medical field. That how the student is improving, we should know. That is very important. So we can give training for that also. Now another important thing is this is attendance. That is very, very important. Yesterday we discussed in detail about attendance. 80% of the attendance is mandatory for your course. According to National Medical Commission, that is very important. Without that attendance, you will not be able to write the exam. And now Aadhaar-based attendance tracking is also coming for staff members. As staff members, we are punching every day. This Aadhaar-based attendance is marked in Delhi by NMC. The same thing will be done for students also. So no need to teachers, no need to take attendance now onwards. We can go for Aadhaar-based punching, and that is a new development. One more important thing is next exam. Yesterday I discussed in detail about next exam to the students. Next exam is National Exit Exam. That is very important because till now we had exams by university, theory exams. Now onwards it will be exit exam. All 2 lakh students all over the India and foreign medical graduates, everyone will be attending for that exam. we have only 50%, suppose you score only 50%, you will be passing that exam. So that is very important. First year onwards, you should be trained for that exam. And we have a software that is clinical key student. We are distributing to all our students. I request all students to go to the software and learn how to practice multiple choice question answering in that, because you have already done NEET exam. I know that it is a very tough exam, but this is an entirely different set of exam. Yesterday we discussed that it's all clinical scenario based questions. So you have to learn how to answer for that. Then only you can finish your MBBS. That is a problem now. So I am telling only the fact. It may disturb you, because once your clinical training is over in final year MBBS exam, we have a next exam, that is a national level exit exam. Unless until you pass that exam, you will not be able to practice. So that's a fact, should understand that. And we'll be sharing a handbook on rules and regulations in the campus. We don't have any gender discrimination in our campus, so that will be all rules and regulations are equal for boys and girls. Then next one is importance of publication. We know that modern medicine, the backbone of modern medicine is research. So that is very important. From first year itself, you can start some simple research subjects, and you can publish that in any journal. So ultimately, when you finish your MBBS, nowadays, wherever you go for a job, I am not telling current status, wherever you go for a job abroad, they are asking for publications. So these things will help you in the future, your future life. And I am seeing a lot of parents here also. If you have any doubts regarding all these rules and regulations or our current system, you can, after this Swamiji's talk, you can discuss with us. We are ready to answer any question. And again, wish you all the best for your MBBS and future career, everything. I wish all the best for all students, parents, and I respect all teachers. Today is a Teachers' Day. A big round of applause to all our teachers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the inspiring words. Dear students, please don't get scared listening to all this. We have an amazing bunch of teachers who will guide you and help you out all the time. Please approach them anytime. Now, I would humbly request Sampujya Swamiji, Purna Amritanandapuri, General Secretary, Mata Amritandamayimat, to formally inaugurate the event. And I request 2 student representatives from MBBS 2023 batch to join us in lighting the lamp. And student reps from 2022 batch also, please join us.
Samasta
Thank you, everyone. Now we can listen to Swamiji's words and messages to us.
സ്നേഹാലോകസുമോഹനവദനാം കരുണാർദ്രാനത നയനാം രമ്യാം സൃതജനപാലന വ്യഗ്രാം സൗമ്യാം അമൃതാനന്ദമയീം പ്രണമാമി. Om Amriteshwari Namaha. My humble pranams to all the teachers first, Teachers' Day. All my divine sisters and brothers, all the students, parents. I take this opportunity to welcome all of you to Amrita family. This entire world should become like one family. That is Amma's dream. At present, people are getting divided in the name of caste, religion, languages, politics, country. Amma tries to dissolve all these feelings of divisions with her divine love. Amma says, division always creates fear, anxiety. Only love can unite us. The purpose of education is to activate that kind of divine love from within. Today is Teachers' Day. Who is your first teacher? For the students, for everyone actually. Your biological mother. She is the first teacher. Mother is the first university. We learn lessons, first lessons from the womb of the mother. The mental vibrations of the mother was the first lessons. So during pregnancy, mothers should be very careful. The first lessons, first recording can be never erased. That will be always there. That's why in ancient time, the mothers were supposed to engage in chanting mantras. All the family members are supposed to make them happy. And then, after coming out of the womb of the mother, child learn everything from observation. What they see, actions of the mother, actions of the father. Like that, in our life, each and every objects of this world can become our guru. You have to learn lessons from plants, you have to learn lessons from animal, you have to learn lessons from the sky, nature, and also even your own body become your teacher. If you do not respect your body will teach lot of lessons. You want to enjoy life, you need the blessings of your own body, and also this body can make heavenly bliss, give us heavenly bliss, and also give you the experience of hell. So everlasting sorrows is possible if you do not know how to use your body and mind properly. That's why Amma says, respect your body. It's a temple of God. Don't misuse your body. You will come to know the value of the body only when it becomes defective. Thankful for this body. It is a gift given by God. So don't insult your body. So be respectful to the body because it's a temple of God. Eat healthy food. Drink healthy drinks. I am not going to say you which is healthy food and which is healthy drink. I remember when I went for a marriage ceremony, I saw a board, vegetarian food, non-vegetarian food. A person standing there was a comedian who would guide people. He asked that in a different way. Do you want heart attack or cancer? If you want heart attack, eat non-vegetarian food. If you want cancer, eat vegetarian food. Pure food is not available. Once a disciple asked the master how to become successful in our life, a shortcut. Then master said, take care of your food. Then the disciple said, I am taking care of only about food. Is it enough? No, whatever you see is also food. Whatever you hear is also food. Whatever you touch, food. So not only eating and drinking, whatever information is coming in your mind through the sense organs are also food. All these should be pure. Nowadays, pure food is not available, pure drinks are not available, pure air is not available, everything is polluted. So you should be very careful. If you do not have a healthy body, all your achievements in life can become meaningless. First, you need the blessings of your body. Respect your body. God becomes your guru. Each and every objects are needed. You need the blessings of a honeybee to eat food. If honeybees are on strike, you won't be able to eat food. We need the blessings of each and every objects of this world, so should be thankful to everything in this world. We should be able to bow down in front of everything in this world, not physically, mentally. Should be respectful to everything. And you know, Amma is the chancellor of our university. But she studied only up to 4th standard. But she got a doctorate degree from the State University of New York. During the ceremony, scholars from all over the world were present. Some of them, after the ceremony, came to Amma and came for her darshan. I was standing right near Amma to translate. During the darshan time, some of them asked Amma so many difficult scientific questions. Amma gave beautiful answers for their questions. Then they wondered, they asked Amma, how is it possible for you to answer all these difficult questions without thinking? Then Amma said, it is possible because I don't know anything. Then Amma made a statement, if you can become empty, you can enjoy the beauty of fullness. Real education is this emptying process. You get lot of informations. Don't make your hard disk of the mind full with unwanted informations. Then your computer system becomes slow. You need to act very fast. You need intuitive knowledge. Amma's knowledge is not coming out of intelligence. It is coming out of intuition. Before meeting Amma, I had a strong feeling that technology is enough to solve human problems. A divine help is not necessary. But after my studies, when I joined Raman Research Institute, Bangalore, one of the super scientists, she was a Christian lady, she was my boss, she gave me a beautiful advice. She told me, you are going to do research on solar radiation, so please chant Gayatri Mantra a few times before you start your research work. It is impossible to become successful in your life without intuitive knowledge. Very true. When you have to take sudden decisions in your life, your intellect can't help. You have to feel the right answer from within. How to get this intuitive knowledge? Modern education is not enough for that. You need a certain amount of purity to get that intuitive knowledge. You'll come to know, after studying your MBBS course, you cannot become a real doctor. Only after seeing so many patients, you will develop certain special skills if you love your profession. Then you can become a real doctor. That means you need the blessings of the patient to become a good doctor. You should be thankful for the patients. During Amma's world tours, some people ask the Amma question, why the Indian people are not saying thanks when we do something for them? There we have seen, child will say, thank you, mummy, thank you, daddy. Here if you say to your mom, thank you, what happened to you? She is not expecting thanks from you. Like that, here when a beggar come to your house, we never called him as beggar, dharmakaran. One who teaches you dharma. God is giving you a chance to do dharma. So the child would say to the mom, dharmakaran mannu. The beggar, never they say beggar has come. Dharmakaran has come. That the beggar also say, Amma, dharman tarine, please give dharmam. So that God is sending somebody to your house so that you get a chance to do dharma, righteous action. So even never expect thanks from a beggar, but be thankful for the beggar for accepting something from you when he comes to your house. That's why it's Adhiti Devo Bhava. So in ancient time, there was Gurukula system of education. In Gurukula system of education, all the students were supposed to go to the Gurukulam in the middle of the forest. Even the prince were supposed to go to the Gurukulam and stay there for 12 years. Even Lord Krishna had gone there, stayed there for 12 years in the middle of difficulties. In the middle of the forest were no 5-star facilities, no tasty food, no internet connection, no phone, no modern facilities. They had to stay in the middle of the forest serving the master for 12 years. They learn certain things which are not available in books. They get the strength to face the challenges of life. That is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna told Arjuna to fight against the challenges of life, not in the warfare. Mahabharata war really happened, but the advice of Gita is about the internal war. The Kauravas and Pandavas are within us. All of us want to do good things, but this negative force never allowed us to do it because we have developed so many habits. We may feel that these habits are our relatives. How to kill my interest to drink the habit of Coca-Cola? Any Coca-Cola engane vendannu vekkan pattum? They are my relative. Just like Arjuna said. The Bhagavad Gita talk about the inner world. You have to fight against your likes and dislikes. You have to fight against your habits. In the external war, it is very, very easy to become successful, but it is not very easy to become successful when you fight against your likes and dislikes because you are fighting against you. Nobody can help you. That's why the students were sent in the middle of the difficulties. You go to any corner of this world, somebody will be there to create problem for you. Don't worry. When after your studies, when you go to a place for working, boss can create problem for you. After marriage, mother-in-law can create problem, not father-in-law, only mother-in-laws can create problem for you. Difficulties will be there. Why? It is because of the infinite compassion of God to make you strong. Difficulties should be there. Then you will use your skills to overcome it. That's how you grow. So that's why to overcome all the problems of life, you need intuitive knowledge. You should feel the right answer from within. One wrong decision can destroy your entire life. One wrong decision is enough to destroy all your achievements in life. One wrong decision is enough to destroy all your happiness in life. That's why the Guru gives the first lesson, Matru Devo Bhava. Child, try to see God in your mom. കുഞ്ഞെ, നിൻ്റെ അമ്മ ഈശ്വരനാണ്. അമ്മയിൽ നന്മകൾ കാണാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുക. If you cannot find any goodness in your mom, you will never be able to find goodness in anything in this world. If you want to enjoy life, first respect your mom. Maybe there can be defects in everyone, but don't try to see the defect. Instead, try to see goodness in your mom, because you have experienced the God's love. First, you experience from your mom. So, Matru Devo Bhava, try to see goodness in your mom. Pitra Devo Bhava, try to see goodness in your father. Acharya Devo Bhava, try to see goodness in your teachers. Gradually, try to see goodness everywhere, because we are in an ocean of energy. It functions according to your imagination. If you believe that there is a God, it will be there. Because we are in an ocean of energy, it functions according to your imagination. If you imagine God has a form, it is not difficult for a God who is all-powerful, Sarvashakta, can assume a form. He can assume a form. He can go to the green room and assume any form to satisfy the devotee. If you imagine God is formless, nameless, He can still bless you from that state. If you imagine there is no God, He will hide somewhere as if He is not there. That divine force is available here if you need help. You do not believe, because I was against God before meeting Amma. That's why I thought technology is enough. Then that I got the advice, chant Gayatri Mantra. What is Gayatri Mantra? Om Bhurbhuvaswaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. When the Rishi saw the rising sun, he did not think it as a fireball. Instead, he could see divinity radiating from that sun. He prayed, "Oh Sun God, you transmit light and energy to the entire beings in this world and other worlds. Please illumine my intellect also." Actually, it was not a religious prayer. It's a prayer to the nature for intuitive knowledge, to get purity. Actually, this purity is very much necessary to become successful in your life. Modern education cannot give you that purity. Certainly, you can get that purity through praise. What is prayer? Amma says, a smiling face can become a prayer. Soothing words can become a prayer. Actions with love can become a prayer. Actions with perfection can become a prayer. Lot of opportunities in our life to do prayer. So, if you do something out of love, it becomes spiritual. What is the difference between spirituality and worldliness? Amma says there are no difference. Spirituality and materialism are not two. Whatever comes out of love become a worship to God. When you become a giver of happiness, you become spiritual. When you expect happiness, you become worldly. But if you search for happiness, you will never find it. Once a young man asked Amma during Amma's world tour, it was in California, he asked Amma, "Amma, I know you from the very beginning of my life. I have asked all the important things to you. Only after hearing that I have done it. Now I have completed my studies and got a very good job. Should I get married?" Amma said, "Son, if you don't want happiness, get married." He looked at my face. I was the translator. Then Amma explained, if you want to give happiness, get married. If you expect happiness, you may get disappointed. Then Amma made a beautiful statement. സ്നേഹം പ്രതീക്ഷിച്ചവർക്കൊന്നും ഇന്നേ വരെ സ്നേഹം കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ല. സ്നേഹം കൊടുത്തവർക്കാർക്കും ഇന്നേ വരെ കിട്ടാതിരുന്നിട്ടുമില്ല. Become a giver of happiness. You will certainly get it. Those who search for happiness, they have never find it. Those who search for love, they could never find it. But if you can become a giver of love, giver of happiness, certainly you will get it. That is the rule of the nature. So in life, you need not search for happiness. Happiness will follow you throughout your life when you become a giver of life, giver of happiness. For that, the first thing you need is a smiling face. Your personality is more important than your intelligence. We talk about IQ, intelligent conscience, but that is not enough. EQ is also equally important, emotional conscience. You should have the ability to control your emotions. If you have high EQ, you can control a person who have a very high IQ. So emotional quotient is also very important. That's why the students were sent to the forest in the middle of difficulties. Here is much more better, don't worry. So that alone is not enough. Social quotient. You should know how to make good friends for your support. Company of good people. How? If you are a happy person, if you are an energetic person, then people love you. If you always make complaint, why my life is like that, he is always happy, he is scoring high mark, nobody will be ready to become your friend. So you need the help of so many people to become successful in your life. Friends also can become your teachers. Then adversity quotient. You know how to face the challenges of in our life. Don't open your heart to everybody. They can exploit it. But you can open your heart only to those who understand you. That's why when you have a problem, don't face in the Facebook, write to the face, I have this problem, please tell a solution. Many people will give you solutions and you get more confused. So in life, Amma says, this is a golden opportunity. When I met Amma, I asked Amma one question. Maybe it is useful for you. I asked Amma, is there a God? She said, it is a foolish question. It is just like you ask whether you have a tongue with your own tongue. മോനെ അത് നാവ് കൊണ്ട് നാവുണ്ടോയെന്ന് ചോദിക്കുന്ന പോലെയുള്ളൂ. മണ്ടത്തരമാണ് ചോദിച്ചത്. Then Amma said, I asked Amma, Amma asked me, why you are enquiring now? Because I used to go to many places where I heard about supernatural powers, evil spirits, haunted houses. I wanted to learn more about supernatural powers, so I stayed in haunted houses, stayed in graveyard, and found that evil spirits are much more harmless than human beings. That search brought me to Amma. I asked Amma, is there a God? Then Amma said, it's just like I was asking whether you have a tongue with your own tongue. Why are you inquiring about it? I said, if there is a God, I have got such an anger to kill him. Amma asked, why? In this world, so many people are suffering from poverty, various kinds of diseases. Some are leading luxurious life. If there is a God who created such a cruel world, I have got such an anger to kill him. Amma said, I like you. Because you are angry towards God not because of selfishness, but out of compassion to the suffering. God dwells in such a heart where there is love and compassion. Then Amma said, God is not someone who punishes everyone. He is the embodiment of love, embodiment of compassion. How can He punish us? We are infants in front of God. How can He punish us? We are punishing ourselves through our words and action. Then Amma reminded me Newton's law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Amma said, it is also applicable in the subtle level. Even the thoughts has its own reaction. Do you know that? When you think about something, what happens? When you think about something, you are transmitting thought waves. Energy being sucked from your body and getting converted into thought waves, it can travel with the speed of light, strike all the objects of this world, and get reflected, become million times more powerful, comes back to you. If you transmit a positive thoughts, it can come back as a blessing. If you transmit a negative thought, it can come back as a curse. That means if you know how to change the qualities of your present thoughts, you can change your future. That's what Amma said. Don't become a slave to your destiny. Change your destiny. You have the strength to change your destiny if you know how to think positively. Thinking positively is praise. Loga samasta sukhino bhavantu. The settings of the nature changes. It prepare for that. Oh, I am not going to pass. I am not going to get a good. Don't worry about such things. Don't transmit negative vibrations around you. Don't complain to anybody about anything. Try to overcome it. If you try to do something without fear, help will come to you. That's what Krishna tells Arjuna. You know, it happened. Enough time is there? It happened once in a college. In the exam hall. Exam hall is almost like a war field, no? Lot of tensions. So one student fainted. Then the professor rushed to the spot and asked, what happened? He sprinkled water on his face. He said, sir, I studied very well, but I don't remember anything. Many students have this problem. They won't sleep in the night time and study and sleep in the exam hall. They don't remember anything. So the professor then said, don't worry. He said a secret. Then after the student jumped up and sat and started writing exam, he got the first rank. What was the secret told by the professor? Do you want to know the secret? The same secret told by Krishna to Arjuna in the warfield. When Arjuna lost all the confidence, seeing the Maharathas, Vishwa, Drona, all those people, he lost the confidence and he almost fainted. Then Krishna told this secret. Krishna said, my dear Arjuna, don't worry seeing all these Kaurava forces. My spinning wheel, Sudarshana Chakra alone is enough to destroy this entire Kauravas within seconds. എൻ്റെ സുദർശന ചക്രം മാത്രം മതി കൗരവപ്പടയെ നിമിഷം കൊണ്ട് ഇല്ലാതാക്കാൻ. You just throw an arrow, I will do the rest. The professor also told the same thing. He said, my child, I know you are a very smart, intelligent student. You have proved it before. So now you write something because I am going to evaluate your paper. You write something, I will give you a full mark. But then students got confidence and he started writing the exam. Without the help of the professor, he could get first rank. Everybody can get first rank if you believe you. We have no faith in us. Intelligence is given same to everyone. No difference, no partiality. But you have to activate. The power is there within. Same, Purnamada Purnamidam mantra says like that. Everything is with perfection because it is came from God. God is embodiment of perfection. Only perfection can be everywhere. Then I asked Amma, are you God? She said, I am crazy. Nobody is putting me in jail, that's why I am here. You need not believe me or a God in heaven. Believe in you. Everything is there within you. Just like a huge tree is potent in a small seed, divinity is there in all being. Invoke that divinity through good actions, through praise, through meditation. You can reach the state of perfection. God is not a person. It is a position. State of perfection. Just like a prime minister of a country, president of a country is not a person, it's a position. Anybody can become prime minister, but you need the votes of the people. Like that, anyone can reach the state of God, but you need the blessings of each and every objects of this world. You should be ready to bow down in front of everything in this nature, because God is everywhere. So, Amma says, in this journey of life, in Amma's language, മക്കളെ ഈ ജീവിതയാത്രയിൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ കാലുകൾ മാത്രം മതിയാവില്ല, അനുഭൂതിയുടെ ചിറകുകൾ കൂടി വേണ്ടി വരും. അനുഭൂതിയുടെ ചിറകുകൾ വിടർത്തുക, ആകാശത്തിലേക്ക് പറന്നുയരുക, മനസ്സിൻ്റെയും ബുദ്ധിയുടെയും തലത്തിനപ്പുറത്തേക്ക് ഉയരുക, അതിരുകളെല്ലാം ലംഘിച്ച് അനുഭൂതിയുടെ അനശ്വരമായ ആനന്ദം അനുഭവിക്കുക. Amma says, children, in this journey of life, your legs alone are not enough. Use your wings, wings of intuition. Spread the wings in the sky. Leave the boundaries behind. Go a little beyond your body, mind, and intellect. Enjoy the bliss of eternal freedom. May Amma bless all of you with that kind of purity and clarity in life, and enjoy the real beauty of life. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you, Swamiji, for those wise words. Swamiji has given us a lot of food for thought. Always let's try to think positive and try to be happy always. Our Amma has a very special message to our dear students. Dr. Priya, Associate Professor Gastroenterology, will take us through it.
Om Amriteshwari Namaha. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the newest batch of medical students from Amrita Vidyapeetham, the 2023 batch. You are all our Chancellor, Shri Mata Amritandamayi Devi's, our beloved Amma's offering to society, a generation of compassionate and dedicated doctors. It is my honor and privilege to read out Amma's message to her dearest children. Darling children, remember that there are two types of education: education for livelihood and education for life. When we study in college, it helps us get a job so that we can earn a living. When we can become a doctor, a scientist, an engineer, or whatever we may want. We may go on to attain wealth, possession, and fame. All of this comes from our education for a livelihood. But this alone will never make our lives full and complete. Education is not only to help us live a comfortable life of plenty. When our plans fall apart, when we face failure and loss, when we are knocked down, education should help us get back on our feet and regain our confidence. We should be able to hold on to mental equipoise and a positive attitude so that we can continue to move forward. And this is why education for life is as important or even more important than a mere education for a livelihood. Education for life is spirituality. It helps us gain a deeper understanding of the world, our mind, and our emotions. A porter uses his head to carry luggage, yet at the same time, a scientist uses their head to unravel the mysteries of the universe. There is infinite potential within each and every one of us. We just need to realize this and awaken the power that is currently lying dormant within us. This is the true purpose of education. As far as a patient is concerned, a doctor is the visible manifestation of God, bringing solace to those who are most vulnerable. We should always keep this responsibility in our minds and our hearts. Being in the medical profession gives us a golden opportunity to express the divinity latent within each and every one of us. Education should help make our mind like a mirror that reflects the divine qualities of love and compassion within us. With such a mind, we begin to feel the pain of others as our own, and their happiness gives us more happiness than anything else. Remember that the power of love and compassion is unparalleled. When compassion grows within, our infinite potential is awakened. It is pure love and selfless service that sustains this entire universe. When we serve others, nature will serve us in return. True happiness and contentment only comes through selfless service. Amma prays to the Paramatman that the education that you gain here in this temple of compassion helps fill your lives with purpose and joy. May the flowers of innocence and selfless service remain in all of you without ever fading away. Hugs and kisses to all my darling children. Om Amriteshwariye Namaha.
Thank you so much, madam. Now, I request everyone to come up to the stage to receive prasad from Swamiji.
Should be one day when there's no violence, people young and old should serve the poor and needy. This is my dream. This is my prayer. Love is the answer. Love is the way. ചൈതന്യം കാണട്ടെ ഞാൻ നിന്നിഷ്ടം എന്നിഷ്ടമാക്കാം ഞാൻ സ്നേഹമാകാം സ്നേഹസ്വരൂപമാകാം
Namashaya, I request all the parents to join.
जीवन लगे ना तुझसे दूरी सहे ना कृतानि पुत्रैहि अकृतानि पूर्वैः कृतानि पुत्रैः अकृतानि पूर्वैः
सब देवों में महादेव बड़े हैं सब देवों में महादेव बड़े हैं तारन में जैसे चंदा तारन में जैसे चंदा सब गोपियन में कृष्ण जी बड़े हैं सब गोपियन में कृष्ण जी बड़े हैं तीर्थ में जैसे गंगा मुकुट पर वारी 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 जाऊं करना परे दिया दरस दीन करना परे पिया दरस दीन मुकुट पर वारी 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 जाऊं जय जय मां 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 वयं जय जय मां शृण्वन् जय जय मां जय जय मां जय जय मां वयं जय जय मां शृण्वन् जय जय मां जय जय मां जय जय मां वयं जय जय मां शृण्वन् जय जय मां जय जय मां अमृतस्य जय जय मां गया मैया जी के शरण में आ तेरे सिवा कुछ भी नहीं मैया तू ही मेरा जहां
വിശ്വദർശനം ഞങ്ങൾ കാണുന്നു വിശ്വദർശനം ഞങ്ങൾ കേകൂ അംബികേ വിശ്വദർശനം ഞങ്ങൾ കാണുന്നു I'll cry for you, I'll smile for you, I'll take 1,000 lives to reach your world and touch your feet. I'll go 1,000 miles. A smiling face, a tender word, a kindly look is all you ask for.
Thank you, Swamiji, for joining us today and blessing the occasion, giving a sweet prasad. Thank you, everyone. Now, as you all are stepping onto the world of new knowledge, you should know as to what is waiting for you on the other side. We have with us Dr. Deepa Shivaraj, Additional Associate Professor, Department of Physiology, to give you all a brief overview on curriculum, exam regulations, and rules of the college. Over to you, madam.
Humble pranams to the lotus feet of Amma, Sambhoja Swamiji, respected senior faculties, dear students and parents. Now, I am before you on behalf of Curriculum Committee to say a few words regarding the new MBBS curriculum. Only few words because yesterday we have made a detailed discussion among with the children. So, only the points that I think the parents also should aware of. From 2019 onwards, the Medical Council revised the MBBS curriculum accordingly with an Indian medical graduate who is holding the MBBS degree have to achieve certain competencies, not only knowledge, but also certain skills, certain ethics. The attitude have to be changed certainly. So, competency-based medical education, that is called CBME. Now the MBBS curriculum is called CBME, Competency-Based Medical Education. I'm not giving the details of that. As like previously, the total duration of the course is 4.5 years plus 1 year of residency or house agency. Out of the 4.5 years, it's divided into 3 phases. Phase 1 MBBS, Phase 2 and Phase 3. Phase 3 again divided into Part 1 and Part 2. Now, we are coming on to the Phase 1 MBBS that you are now. So, total duration of Phase 1 is now only 12 months. That we think it is short, 12 months only. So, now we started now in the 2023 September. Next 2024 September, you have to go to the Phase 2 MBBS. So, by next August 31st, we have to finish the Phase 1 MBBS. So, the teaching and learning activities will be there around up to June last week. Then the university examination for Phase 1 will be coming on next August. Okay. So, now for appearing the university examination, there will be certain criteria, eligibility criteria will be there. So, before that, one thing I have to tell, previously we will be having additional batches. Those who failed in the university examination, after 6 months, there will be one more exam, and the coming years we will be going on in a separate additional batch. Now, it is not there. Okay. So, for appearing the university examination, the eligibility criteria including 2 things. One is attendance, next internal assessment. Okay. So, regarding the attendance, I am stressfully telling for the subjects for first MBBS, the university exam writing subjects including anatomy, physiology and biochemistry. Even though you have to study some introduction to community medicine also, but the exam writing subjects are anatomy, physiology and biochemistry. So, minimum 75% attendance is needed for theory and 80% attendance is needed for practicals. Okay? In each subject separately. So, 75% means that is not too big or like that. Suppose totally if you have 400 theory hours for anatomy, suppose, then you have to 400 into 75%, 300 is enough. 100 attendance, their margin is there. Anyway, even that at the end, if you have 74 or 73 or anything below 75, you will not be eligible for write the university examination. That is for theory, and in practicals 80% is mandatory. Parents also have to note. So, our principal sir has mentioned about the student portal. So, at least every 2 months you have to enter into the student portal and check whether your ward having enough attendance. Okay. Then coming to the internal assessment. Internal assessment, for each subject we will put it in 100 marks for theory and 100 marks for practicals. So, out of 200 together, you have to get 50%. That means out of 200, 100 marks you have to get both together for theory and practical. But for separately for theory and practical, you have to score minimum 40%. That means for theory and practical separately out of 100, at least 40. Suppose for theory only 40, the 60 you have to score it for practical, so that the together theory and practical it will come to 100, like that. Okay. So, how we will calculate the internal assessment means in between we have to conduct certain formative assessment test and the sessional examinations will be there. So, the average of all plus we will give more stress to the daily activities like how will you write the assignments, how will you present in the seminar, all these things have some weightage. So, you will be having a log book and that is mandatory. the logbook assessment has got also some 10 to 20% weightage for the internal assessment marks. So, in the logbook also attendance is mandatory. So, always I have to tell is both internal assessment as well as attendance having equally importance. Okay. Then coming to the final university examination, how to pass, how much percentage is needed for passing a subject. So there for anatomy, physiology and biochemistry all having 2 papers, theory papers, both having 100 marks. So 200 marks for theory and 100 marks for practical for each subject. Here also in the university examination 40% minimum for theory and 40% minimum for practical is needed for pass, but for together adding theory and practical you have to score 50%. That is a new amendment that is applicable from this batch onwards. Previous batch there has a paper minimum 40% for each paper. Senior students are sitting here and laughing. Okay. So little stress relieving factor for this batch onwards, like that. Okay. Now, if you fail in the university examination, there will be a SAY exam, 7-year exam or supplementary exam that will be followed within 6 weeks after the regular examination result comes. The result of the SAY exam have to come within 6 weeks. So immediately after this, we have to conduct the SAY exam. Those who fail in the regular university exam. But don't think if you are not eligible to write the university exam, cannot write the SAY exam. If the eligibility criteria was not there according to attendance and internal assessment mark, they have to go along with the next batch, your junior batch. Okay, I think understood. So attendance is again mandatory, that point. Parents also keep it in mind. Okay. So that's a way, I think a brief you understand regarding the assessment and attendance. Okay. So thank you. All the best for your kind future.
Thank you, madam, for making this vast topic crisp and easy to understand and less scary for the students. Now we'll have a small video presentation on Amrita School of Medicine and Amrita Hospitals.
Hello.
The Amrita Hospital is born from a vision. Amma's vision. To open the doors of world-class healthcare, consider the exclusive privilege of a few and make it accessible to all. Something that was never thought possible. But 25 years ago, we set out to realize this vision. We set out to do the impossible. We were a group of thinkers, planners, doers, believers and dreamers from distant corners of the world, including people like Ron Gottlieb, bound by a common belief that the impossible, what nobody can do, only until somebody does it. And 25 years ago, what Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the then Prime Minister of India, launched was much more than our hospital.
I am happy that my first official program itself has an auspicious and humanitarian ring about it.
It was our collective purpose to transform the lives of hundreds of millions, offering care and hope for a cure, for relief from pain, for a return home. To date, the hospital has successfully treated a staggering number of 1,96,30,000 patients, disbursing completely free or subsidized care to 59,28,700 of them, a total worth of a whopping 816 crores of rupees. Every day, for 25 years, we have been constantly reminding ourselves that every medical breakthrough once seemed an impossibility, till someone took it on. As a result, every day for 25 years, we've been taking on challenges that few did. And as it happens, thriving on them. Not surprisingly, this has made for a series of firsts in the state, in the country, and even in the world. This includes being the single center that has performed the highest number of hand transplants in the world, Asia's first robotics-assisted DBS implant for Parkinson's disease, carrying out the largest number of high-precision robotic liver transplants in India, India's first micro blood stem cell transplant, India's first robotics-assisted knee and hip replacement, India's first fetal surgery of its kind successfully operated on a 21-week-old baby in the mother's womb, being India's first medical 3D printing facility, India's largest epilepsy monitoring unit. Small wonder that we've been awarded multiple British Medical Journal Awards for quality improvement, for the best surgical team, and for infectious diseases initiatives. We've picked up accreditations like the NABH and ISO 9001-2015, and even the 2022 AHPI Healthcare Excellence Award from India's Association of Healthcare Providers in the category of Quality Beyond Accreditation. And alongside, most notably, it gave rise to Kerala's first medical college in the private sector, ranked by NIRF as among the top 10 in India. This is an academic center that adopts and employs new learnings and discoveries through research, and one that meticulously fosters an atmosphere of intellectual growth. Additionally, the hospital engages in numerous outreach programs, medical camps, and disaster response camps, enabling the handling out of 3 crore rupees worth of vaccine during the pandemic. Moreover, it reaches out and touches the lives of hundreds of thousands more from all walks of life through satellite hospitals in Andaman, Wayanad, Mysore, and Kollam, doing every day what many considered impossible, widening its extent even past cultural and geographical boundaries to reach even the national capital region, where in Faridabad on the 24th of August 2022, our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi opened what is now India's largest private hospital. All of this put together makes Amrita much more than a hospital. It's a mission to take on the impossible. It's a mission fueled by pure compassion to fellow beings and the belief that only the impossible is worth doing. Amrita Hospital, 25 years of doing the impossible.
This is what you're a part of now. So next, we'll have a small overview of Amrita School of Medicine. Dr. Priya Nair, alumna of 2003 MBBS, will introduce us to Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham and Amrita School of Medicine.
So, Om Amriteshwari Namaha. Good morning. I know it's past morning to all of you, both the new batch of students as well as all of your parents and family members who have gathered here today. I was thinking about it last night when our principal had called and said that, would you please be willing to do the introductions to the university and the hospital, and I was thinking, I was a student in your position in 2003, the second batch of Amrita School of Medicine students, and it's 20 years later, and now all of you are sitting here, and I have the honor and privilege of being able to introduce the hospital and the institution that taught me everything that I am today. And it's funny also for me to think that 20 years ago, none of you were even born, the students. So time flies very fast. I think for all of us alumni, and there's many alumni here in this hall today, we have had the honor to remain under the cooling shade of our teachers who taught us in MBBS, in PG, as well as our super specialty degrees. And when you remain with your teachers, you always feel like a student. So I think we don't realize that the time is flying by so fast. But today my job is to briefly introduce to all of you. I'm sure you've all gone through the internet, you've all looked at our websites, and you probably have an idea of the fact and figures of Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham and Amrita School of Medical, Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences. But there's so much more than what's just seen online or even seen if you visited here before. So I hope that over the next 10 minutes I can convey to you just a small part of what makes us so proud to be part of the Amrita family, the Amrita Hospitals family. So Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham as a university is not only limited to medicine. We have campuses in multiple parts of the country. As you can see, Amritapuri, Bangalore, Coimbatore, Kochi, Faridabad, Mysore. Faridabad is the second now medical college of Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. We have, since 2003, this has been a deemed university, and we have an A++ NAC grading. We are the 6th university according to the NIRF ranking system. So as we all know by now, our most beloved Chancellor, Shri Mata Amritandamayi Devi, everything you see here is a manifestation of her one-pointed selflessness and dedication to society and humanity. And Amma's vision when it comes to education has always been value-based education that combines both scientific knowledge along with spiritual understanding so as to make each student that graduates out of Amrita into not only a perfect doctor, but a perfect and holistic human being. So to achieve that, the mission of this organization has always been to provide not only education for livelihood, like Amma had mentioned in her message to all of you today, but an education for life, compassion-driven research, and we'll get more into that later, and whatever we do in the field of research or in the field of our work, that it creates a global impact for the better good. So to that extent, we come to Amrita School of Medicine. This was something, as you saw in the video, this was born in 1998, and the School of Medicine was established in 2002. And since then, actually, we are quite a young university. We are only 20 years old as a university, which when you compare to many of the other very well-known universities around India as well as the world, 20 years is very young. But in spite of that, we've made magnificent strides. The MBBS, as I mentioned, started in 2002, MDMS programs in 2008, and DMMCH programs in 2009. And since then, we've had numerous accreditations and ranking, and currently we are one of the highest rated private medical education institutions in the country. So I won't get too much into curriculum because Madam had already spoken to us about it, but I wanted to touch upon one thing. As you all know, it is mandated by the National Medical Council that we all have curriculum-based medical education. And to achieve that, to make it much easier for all of you, we have so many technological tools at hand, one of them being Clinical Key Student. This is the first private medical college in India that has taken up Clinical Key Student, and what it is that you will have independent username and usernames and passwords to get into the largest database for medical students available. And this is something, you know, when I was a medical student, we still depended upon the library. If somebody else had taken out Netter's anatomy, if they had taken that out, then we have to wait for somebody else for them to return it, and only then we could borrow it. But now everything is available at our fingertips, so make use of that opportunity. And when we get into the research part, I'll explain why. So I think Another huge advantage that you have, and some of this was already discussed in the video, your education here at Amrita is not only going to be based off of the lecture halls and on the teaching schedule that is posted on the boards and sent out to all of you by mail. Teaching in medicine especially is something that is passive in many ways. You're continuously, over the next 5.5 years to start with, and then basically for the rest of your lives, medicine is something you will be continuously learning and honing on your clinical acumen. And to that extent, Amrita Hospital is so much more than a medical college. It is one of the top robotic centers in the country. It has one of the only WHO accredited or recognized toxicology lab in South Asia. It is an epilepsy center that is specialized through the nation. There are so many nanosciences lab. As you all start to move into research, this is an area that is so niche yet so exciting for us to delve into and discover what are our options out there. Aside from just these specialized areas, the volumes of patients and clinical material that you have is huge. OP patients and all the lakhs of patients you will have access to. In fact, the more time that you spend out in the wards, speaking to patients out of your textbooks, you'll find that much more interest you have in reading, that much better you do in your exams. So don't confine yourselves as much as possible to just your classes alone. While that is extremely important, you have a free pass to you have a pass to Amrita Institute over the next 5.5 years, and I really hope that you take advantage of roaming around the wards, the operation theaters, the labs, the research centers, because actually there's a lot more to learn than we find in our textbook alone. To add to that point, Amrita Hospital is a completely digitalized system, whether it is patient hospital records, whether it is our radiology and imaging modalities through MedVision, everything is online. You sit in a classroom, you can access any of the CTs, any of the MRIs, and that makes it so much more interesting and a constant mystery when you're actually going through your theoretical topics. Everything can be correlated clinically. So make use of all of these various technological tools and digital tools that have been made available to you all as students of Amrita Hospital. Physical infrastructure, this is just building off of that. We are one of the most complete digital radiology departments in all of Southeast Asia. We have portable CT machines, as you saw in the video. We have an entire 3D printing lab, the pediatric cardiology departments, orthopedics, CVTS departments. They actually print their patient models. And to add to that, not only the printing, they have a virtual reality lab as well, wherein you can actually enter into the heart of the patient and figure out in which angle, if you hold your forceps or you try to remove a particular part of the organ, will you actually have the best outcomes. So these are all things that you should explore through the coming 5.5 years that you're here. Cyberknife technology, the Da Vinci robotic systems. Robotic surgery is so interesting. You don't need to even scrub in and go in complete sterile. Any of the students can actually go and watch our senior most doctors do robotic surgery. This, I'm not going to get into details. I'm sure you'll have orientation, and infrastructure is something that you are going to see, whether it is hostels, sports facilities, etc. Another huge advantage, and this is something that I have experienced firsthand, and that's why I feel like I am actually the most apt person to tell you that the teaching faculty in this hospital is absolutely stupendous. Over the past 25 years, we have been able to accumulate a set of professors and doctors that don't look at medicine as just a profession. They look at medicine as an art. They look at medicine as a form of worship. And we say that children, their formative years of life are when they're 1 to 5. This is something that is always said. Our personality develops when we are infants. And in the same way, even though your medical education may span, who knows, 13, 14, 15 years, your formative years are during your MBBS. And it's not actually about the theoretical information that you gain, but it's about the ethics as a doctor, the mentality as a doctor. That is what forms when you're in MBBS. And to have role model faculty like we have that are not only good at their subject, but their ethics and their love of their art is something that I hope shapes all of you in the future, because medicine it's a long field of education. It can be hard. There's a lot of, forget exams, but just hours, strain, watching death, learning to accept that life is never going to be easy for anyone, learning how to break bad news, learning how to empathize with the suffering person in front of you. These are not easy things. And I'm sure, I don't know if there are any interns in this batch, but even learning how to declare a death for the first time, these are things that are very challenging emotionally and mentally. And having faculty like we have that literally carry you through all of it is something that I also hope that all of you take advantage of over the next few years. And I think towards the end of my presentation, research. Now, as we mentioned, medicine is a very long field and path ahead. And you need something to give you a constant spark of enthusiasm and innovation. And research is something that is so important. I'm sure that even our teachers sitting here will say that 20, 30 years ago, less emphasis had been given on research. But now, even professionally, whether it comes to your promotions, NMC requirements are also that one must have research. So research now has become an inevitable fact in a doctor's life, unless obviously you are moving into private practice. But I hope that as now as a teacher myself and all of us as teachers here will be able to spark the love of research into all of you, because it's something that is so exciting and it makes every single day feel like there's something new that you're going to achieve in the day. Amrita Institute is one of our highest ratings is because of our research. We have incredible research facilities. We have all infrastructure kept in place for research. We have professors and doctors who churn out research like it's, their diary that they're writing. That's the kind of speed with which they are used to not only the art of writing, physical writing, but also innovative thinking. How does one start research? It's by learning how to think like a researcher. It's about learning how to question every single thing you see and think, maybe is there a way I can also find a solution to that? So that kind of intellectual inquisitiveness, that is something that you have to also learn. Everything has to be trained in life. So we have faculty that are able to actually train you in those kind of aspects. And I hope that that's also something you can take advantage of. Now, we all heard Amma's message, where Amma besieged us essentially to be able to find the source of happiness in selfless service. Amrita Institute has always put community care and service to the poorest of the poor as its prime goal or prime intention. And as medical students, we are so lucky that we actually get to be a part of it. Not only, I think every medical college has your family adoption program. You will have 3 or 5 or some number of families that you start to visit in various parts of Ernakulam, and you will follow them up over the next 3-4 years when you're in community medicine. But aside from that, being able to actually accompany our team of experts when it comes to disaster management, when it comes to helping areas that have poverty that they just cannot climb out of, free treatment for women who are struggling to keep their families together, being able, I'm sure all of us can acknowledge the fact that most of us come from privileged backgrounds, most of us. But we are now going to become doctors to people who are not from the same background as us. So being able to empathize and truly understand the person sitting in front of you that you're going to treat, it's very important for us to be exposed to backgrounds that are very diverse than what we are used to. Suffering is something that unless we are able to see and accept, we'll never be able to help a person in need. So this institution will also give you umpteen protected and safe mechanisms to actually see suffering. And hopefully that will make us, like Amma said, Amma called in the Faridabad, the inauguration, Amma said all of Amma's doctors are angels of compassion. So I hope that this will all help all of us become angels of compassion. Some of the other aspects of our university that we are very, very insistent upon instilling into our students is our responsibility towards the environment. As doctors, you'll come to see there's a lot of, I think one of the biggest sources of waste in the world is medical waste. And as doctors, that are honestly, our previous generations have left us very slim pickings when it comes to our environment. We are all facing the biggest crisis in the world is our environment. So how can we as doctors contribute to reducing this crisis? This is something that we hope through the example of our campus and through multiple initiatives, be it Green Friends, be it Amala Bharatam, which are campaigns to clean our environment, or even simple things as it's not how to reuse things in the medical field, how to prevent waste on a day-to-day basis. We hope these are all things that you will carry forward as lamps that have, been lit at Amrita. Aside from all this, I know these are things that your own seniors will tell you much more than I will. But college is not only about work, it's about a lot of fun as well. And be it in arts, be it in sports, be it in any form or expression of entertainment that you may usually enjoy. We also hope and encourage all of you to be very active. There are arts clubs, there are arts fests, sports clubs, debate clubs, so many there. And for those who want to just be part of a club and don't feel that they necessarily have an artistic talent, there are also so many other clubs and student forums like this ABCD forum, which is an Amrita blood collectors and donors forum. This was started way back in 2004 and it's recognized as one of the most active student forums in South India. And it's just a group of us that get together and try to increase awareness on blood and now organ donation as well. So this is the period of time in life where you can actually dive into all of these other so-called extracurricular activities as well. And I hope that 150 of you, that's a lot of people to come together and enjoy together, along with all your other seniors that are already here. So please do take part in all of these activities, and hopefully you will find that the coming 5.5 years flies by as fast as it did for us. And I really pray that you have the most holistic and fulfilling medical education journey here with us at Amrita. As Amma says, or I won't repeat what Amma's message already was, but as a teacher now and as a student before, Sahana Vavatu, Sahanau Bhunattu, let us learn together and let us prosper together. And with this, I would like to end by saying we welcome each and every one of you to Amrita School of Medicine, Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences. This institute is truly our pride, our passion, and we pray that it becomes our most sincere offering to all of society. Om Amriteshwari Namaha.
Thank you so much, Madam. Now I invite Dr. Ramakrishnan UK, Additional Professor, Forensic Medicine, to deliver a vote of thanks.
Om Amriteshwari Nama. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Amma. So, I would like to start the vote of thanks by thanking first and foremost none other than our beloved Amma. She is our guiding light, Guru, and our Chancellor. Without her sankalpa, without her vision, none of these things would have been possible. We wouldn't be sitting here under this roof as one Amrita family. So a big thanks and my humble pranams to her. And this right onset, this right occasion of Teachers' Day, first of all, I would again like to thank, as Priya also told, I'm her batchmate. I'm 2003 batch alumnus. So I'm here for the past 20 years, and when I'm sitting here with them, it's not because of any of my capabilities or any of my achievements, but it's purely because of their love, their compassion, and they have enabled me. When I'm sitting there each and every second, I feel that and I remember that I am capable of being here for the past 20 years purely because of them. So to all my teachers who are present here and not here, very happy Teachers' Day and thank you. Then I would like to thank our Sampuja Swamiji Purnamritandapuri for being here, instilling the words of wisdom and planting some seeds of spirituality in you. I am sure that these seeds will sprout into huge trees, carrying the Amrita's banner all over the world. I thank Sampuja Swamiji for addressing you. Next, I would like to thank in advance our Provost and Group Director, Dr. Prem Sir, who would join you later this day. Because of his busy schedule, he is managing multiple things. He has got huge responsibilities on his shoulder, because of which he couldn't be here in the morning. I'm sure he'll be joining later this day and he'll be addressing you. So thank him in advance. Next, I would like to thank our evergreen principal, Dr. Girish Kumar sir. Thank you for addressing our young students, inspiring them, and I thank him from the behalf of all students and faculty for being so patient, so friendly, so approachable. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank our Vice Principal, sir, Dr. Anand Kumar, for his wonderful welcome address. He happens to be even an excellent musician also, along with Dr. Girish sir also. Both of them sing very well. You will be fortunate enough to hear them in some of the functions. And Anand sir, he is head of neurology department as well as a wonderful musician. I would like to thank Deepa Shivraj madam. She is my teacher also, for addressing students and clearing their doubts for students and parents regarding curriculum, because it's very important that you know all the rules and regulations at the right onset. It helps you sail through smoothly. So thank you, ma'am, for doing that. I would like to thank Dr. Priya Nair, who is my friend, who is my batchmate, 2003 batch, for delivering Amma's message, as well as for those wonderful presentations off and on stage. Next, I would like to thank our audiovisual team, because without them, it would be a mute show. For making us visible and heard, I would like to thank them, a huge thanks to them. A big thanks to all brahmacharis and brahmacharinis for their immense support for this event. I thank the director of IEM and his team for the wonderful ambience created here for this particular event. I thank Dr. Ramya, who happens to be my UG and PG student, for the wonderful emceeing she has done. A big thanks in advance to our beloved Karnamrita Prana, our beloved Karnaji, who has arranged a delicious lunch for you, which is awaiting you after this event. Soon you will be there. And not only that, in advance I'm thanking our senior students also, who will be doing a small cultural program for you, for entertaining you. So thanks to them also. Last but not the least at all, that is a thank you guys, all the students and all the parents, for entrusting your kids and trusting in us and coming and joining this Amrita family. So thank you all. Om Amriteshwari Nama.
Thank you so much, sir. Before we conclude this event, we have with us a bunch of MBBS students from the 2022 batch. They'll be presenting a wonderful dance performance for all of you. So the dancers are Nandana S. Biju, Tirtha Dinesh, Shivapriya, Ananya Naya, and Aishwarya Ajit. I invite them onto the stage.
जल प्रवाह पावितस्थले कलेवलम्ब्य लम्बितां भुजङ्गतुङ्गमालिकान्तमड्डमड्डमड्डमन्निनादवड्डमर्वयं चकार चण्डताण्डवं तनोतु नः शिव शिवं 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय सगनिसा परि मम सगनिसा परि मम तिगदगदीं तरी किडतों नाच रहे गोरी ताम तिलाम तेरी तरी किडतगदीं तरी किडतों नाच रहे गोरी ताम तिलाम तेरी तरी किडतगदीं बाजे पायल कहो झनन झनन बाजे पायल कहो झनन झनन बाजे पायल कहो झनन 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 तुम झनन 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 तुम झनन 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 तुम झनन 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 तुम झनन 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 दीं तरी निहित दीं तरी नाच रहे गोरी ताम तिदाम तेरी तरी
Thank you so much for an energetic and amazing performance. It would be incomplete if I don't mention the class reps, Jasil, Aparna, Namita and Manav, who helped us organize this performance. Thus, we have come to the end of this event, which marks the beginning of 2023 MBBS batch. I request everyone to rise for National Anthem. everyone. Now we all can go ahead and enjoy a delicious lunch, which is